Are you ready for the Low Blows Network? He's the face of Irish wrestling, the hottest free agent on the island, the man of 1,000 fish hooks. Your favorite wrestler's least favorite wrestler. Mr. Once a Month, 2 OTT for OTT. The highest paid male terrestrial wrestler in Ireland that's not contracted.
That seems specific, but it's not.
And now, he's the face of the Low Blows Network.
Oh no, he's not.
Oh yes he is, because you're welcome to the Spandex Pantomime with Justy.
Hello and welcome to the Spandex Pantomime with me, your host Justy, coming to you on the Low Blows Network with such shows as the Low Blows Flagship, or The One with the Podcast, or Talk Nerdy to Me, or Paddy's New Yacht, or Something I'm Probably Missing. That was the most professional I've done ever.
That's pretty good. I like it.
It's too bad there was 40 seconds of fuckery around beforehand. So welcome back to the Spandex Pantomime. Show number 30-something. We are in the Fight Factory. I don't know why. It's one of the only places I know in Dublin, so I just came here. And so if you hear noises and people walking by and shouting or a toilet flush, it's because we are beside the toilet in the Fight Factory, and deal with it. So I'm here with my guest this week, a very special guest. And I mean special in...
You don't need to elaborate.
Yeah, I'm good. We'll just leave it at that. Corporate Cian O'Carroll.
Hi.
Welcome to the Spandex Pantomime. It's weird interviewing a cartoon. Remember you were a cartoon forever? And no one knew what you looked like?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty much the same as it is now.
Yeah, well, you just look like that cartoon. So.
Yeah. People just guess. They're like, is that Cian? I mean, he's got the hair to match the character, and I mean, the skin colour is basically the same, so it's just like, yeah. I don't go outside, so it's sort of don't really tan, you know?
Yeah. So how's that not going outside thing going for you?
Well, I went outside today to come here, so that was interesting. It was an experience. I went outside yesterday for Fight Factory, which is really good, and of course that'll be on the Low Blows Network soon enough. So,
oh, you are good at this.
Yeah,
I can swear you had a show on the Low Blows Network. Right, let's start off with the start. You're a child, right? So let's say you don't have a lot of life experience. What are you now, like 19?
20.
You're 20? Wow, you look like you're 19. And so you don't have any other reference in life except for professional wrestling.
Yeah, it's just wrestling, nothing else. I mean, everything else is fake, you know what I mean? People say, oh, why don't you watch this movie or that movie? It's like, it's not real though, is it? So what's the point? Yeah,
that's it. You make a really good point. So you wouldn't watch a documentary then, something that's based on something in real life. But you don't know what they're faking that either, like that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's like, I mean, I watched Band Up Abroad. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
I love a bit of Band Up Abroad.
That's a damn show.
You've brought a suitcase full of cocaine into a country you shouldn't have brought a suitcase of cocaine into, and then you get raped for a while, and then you...
And there's like sad music, and it's just like, as if they're the victim for smuggling drugs. It's like, oh man, that poor guy smuggling drugs illegally into that country getting arrested. I feel so bad for him.
Oh, brilliant. So you... you don't understand any pop culture references. You when people talk about certain films, you're like, haven't watched it, mate. Like even so much like the stuff that everybody has watched.
Name an iconic movie, and I'll tell you if I've watched it or not.
The Back to the Future trilogy.
Never seen it.
Holy shit! Jurassic Park.
Never seen it.
You've never seen not even Jurassic Park 1?
I mean, I would have seen a Jurassic Park, maybe in my cousin's, a part of it, and I wouldn't remember it.
Fuck me. What do you... So you watch wrestling and that's it?
A lot of wrestling. And making videos takes up a lot of time as well. So
this is what I was going to segue into. So eventually, you watch enough wrestling that you're like, I'm going to make some videos about wrestling.
It was like, I wanted to make videos, but it's like, what else do I talk about? I don't know about anything else. I can't talk about movies, can't talk about shows, can't talk about real life, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know any of those things, so just talk about wrestling.
but you have, like, for the videos that you're doing recently, do you want to plug your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, Corporate Cian. If any of you wanna go look it up, that's my channel.
I'm sure anyone who like listens to this is like, you've got a lot of followers on YouTube now, haven't you? Or subscribers.
I hit 1K on New Year's Day, and I was really happy with that.
That's pretty good for someone who's just some lad making videos about. And I want to stress, you're not just doing like my top 10 WWE
No,
finishers.
Jesus fucking Christ. No, I actually want to... I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, this isn't like... It's a different channel, because it's not just like... You see, like, I don't watch any wrestling YouTubers either. You would think that I'd watch wrestling YouTubers. I don't, because most of them are the fucking same. It's just like, they'll watch one show and they'll be like, right, we need to break this down. We need to analyse this and grade it. Grade it with a letter or a number or stars or something. And it's just like... It's real serious, you know what I mean? It's like, no, not enough wrestling YouTubers take the piss. So I like to kind of... my last video I went on Twitch, and I went to like random streamers and stuff, and I asked them basically for their predictions for the Elimination Chamber, but none of them watch wrestling, none of them like wrestling, but I like forced an answer out of them anyway. Like, that's my favourite thing to do. This is why, like, you should see me in college, right? You think I'm weird, like, here? Wait, in college, right? I'll be sitting around and I'll be talking to someone, and I'll just be like, so who thinks will win the Elimination Chamber? Do you think Jeff Hardy's going to do it? And she'll just be there like, yeah. Really? I don't think... I'll give you a great example of this, right? I was talking to someone about OTT, because I've one other wrestling fan in my class, and there was another person there, and I turned around to her and just go, Devlin or Star, who think's going to win? And she goes, Star, and I was like, what? I take it proper seriously, even though I don't watch wrestling. I'm like, I just take their opinion as gospel.
So, yeah, like, your videos... right, so that particular video is you going asking non-wrestling fans about wrestling.
Yeah.
So in that situation, you're the weird wrestling fan.
Yes.
But most of your videos, you shine a light on the, on the weirdest of weird wrestling fans.
Yeah, I think like my most kind of well-known videos would be the ones that'd be like where I'd go into the comment sections of female wrestlers.
The love letters to...
And yeah, I mean, if you've ever been in the comment sections of a female wrestler's Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or anything, it's an experience, you know. That's all I can really say about it. It's
open bobs and vagine.
Yeah, basically, that's if I had to sum it up in a sentence, that would be the sentence. Sorry.
I don't understand how so many people like can go online and think that using broken English in a comment section where you don't, like, there's no wit or it's just open bobs and vagine, which I assume he just wants to see some tits and vagina.
That's how I deciphered it. It's difficult, obviously. You do need to translate it and kind of take a minute to analyse it, which is what I try to do. But yeah, I feel like if you were to do that here, I feel like in Irish wrestling, for example, everyone kind of knows everyone, and like you kind of have to answer for yourself when you say things. Whereas like over where they're commenting from, they don't really have to answer to anyone. So I feel like that kind of plays a part of it.
Yeah. So like culturally,
yeah,
it's acceptable to say unheard of things to women on the internet. Whereas over here, it's like. Just go in.
Who's in that?
I don't know. Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk on my podcast about? Are you going in for a number 1 or a number 2?
Taking a piss.
Just taking a piss. He's just taking a piss, everybody. All right. Also, I should probably turn the volume off on my phone. David Kent sent a message to the Low Blows group chat.
Is it good?
Look, I'm not going to... less than a week after this happens, we have this image. Oh, and now I can't see the image, so... It's good, yeah. So that's something for us to look at in a little bit. Me and Cian are in a group chat together, so you know we're friends.
Yeah, I'm friends with all the rest of us now, because, you know, courage.
That's about all the wrestlers. You know Justy.
Yeah.
That's the most accessible wrestler in Ireland.
I hang out with wrestlers, I call them by their real names and stuff. And just... They definitely like me being around, I can tell. They just, you know, they walk away from me, but I think it's just a game we have, you know what I mean? Where they just walk away and don't talk to me.
I watch you at wrestling shows, and it's like because encourage now. Oh, it is another lovely little segue from your videos too. So let's not. I'll get into you being an awkward fucking mess in a minute. But what I want to stretch this out a little bit to talk about how you then got involved in the actual world of Irish professional wrestling. The fact that you put up some videos of a cartoon stick-figured you giving shit to wrestling fans. Well, that's not giving shit. You shine a spotlight on the weirdness of
Pretty much.
wrestling fans, and it garnered a lot of attention then from the Irish wrestling scene, I suppose.
Yeah.
That people got behind these videos. Like I watched some of your video, like I don't know if they were at the start, but when I started watching them. What, like the Justy's in the Illuminati?
That was an early one. That was an old one.
Yeah, so I would have saw a couple before that one, and I was like, "That's really cool." And then when there was one of like me being in the Illuminati, I was rolling around laughing at that one. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a look at all of this stuff from now on, and it blows my mind how, when like you're kind of thinking, like, you see some stuff and creatively you kind of go like, oh, how did that person come up with that stuff, and how did. It's not like... It's like what a wrestling fan on LSD would come up with for your videos.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that.
It's, yeah, like, so creatively speaking, you're out there with your ideas. But also, you've got a very sarcastic kind of a wit, and the... Cianfabe, I think, is the USP, the unique selling point of those videos is how seriously you take wrestling in general.
Yeah, Cianfabe is basically... The reason Cianfabe is a thing, and it's mainly a thing on Low Blows, is because, like, I just think wrestling fans are very kind of... They just analyse the wrong things. I mean, what's the point in analysing, selling and psychology and all that? It's like, we're fans, like, just calm down. It's like when I'm watching, I'll put it this way, like, I was on Reddit the other day and I saw someone complaining about how people, I think Charlotte got added to the main event of WrestleMania or something like that, and people are getting angry and someone just goes, you're all getting worked. It's like, what the fuck do you mean by that? Like when alright, this is Walking Dead spoilers for anyone who's not up to the Negan part of it.
I'm up there.
Okay, alright, cool. When Negan bashed Glenn's head in with the fucking bat, at no point when we're all really upset do you turn around and go, oh, you're all just getting worked. You know what I mean? Like we're upset because he got his head bashed in. The same way you can be upset when a wrestler loses a match or like some shit happens, whatever. Like, of course we're getting worked. That's the point.
Yes.
So it's like, I just sort of go along with it. I just think it's more fun.
I saw somebody, I forget who they were now, but they said if you find yourself blocked or that I'm not following you anymore, it's because you're a grown man who is complaining about Becky Lynch being taken from the WrestleMania main event, and then it was like, you're being worked, right? It's like, fuck off and let people lose themselves in it.
Exactly, it's like you're not above. This is why I hate it. I get the impression often that they kind of feel like they're above other wrestling fans by saying like, oh, you're getting worked and whatever. It's like, the whole point, that's the point! Like, it's a show!
I know I keep giving out like this fucking Justy Jitsu thing. It's been got like 4 people afterwards being like, Justy Jitsu wasn't good because we know what wrestling is and we just didn't like that, so we were angry because we didn't like it, and it wasn't worked angry. Like they wanted to make it perfectly clear that like it wasn't like we weren't worked. We're just shoot angry.
I don't hate this heel because he's a good heel. I hate him because he's shit, and I don't pay to see him getting beaten up. I just hate him as a person. So it's a different hate. It's not the hate you want me to hate. It's a different hate. So you lose.
They're so clever. These wrestling fans. So we've gone from the videos, right? It's garnered a lot of views from the Irish wrestling scene and beyond, but Rick Nash of Low Blows said we need to get this guy on board. I remember when he came into the group chat first, it was like, I'm thinking about adding, because like, he wanted to expand, he wanted to add a few more people, he wants to get people with good followings, he wants to get people who are creative, he wants to get people on board who can add something to Low Blows. And he saw your videos as something that, you know, like, let's piggyback on that. You know, Rick, he likes to piggyback on success. You're welcome, by the way, Rick. But he obviously had the foresight to see that you were gonna blow up video-wise, and got you on board with Low Blows. Like, how, like, what way did that conversation go, and what way, like, were you like, oh cool, something new, or...
Oh man, like, because I listened to Low Blows anyway, like I was already listening to it, and yeah,
great podcast. Where could you listen to that podcast?
You can listen to that on the Low Blows network, of course, and on all podcasting platforms, basically.
Yeah,
even Spotify.
Even Spotify now, yeah.
Which I didn't even realise was a thing.
I've never used Spotify. Ever. Don't know where you're like with like pop culture. You don't know any of it. Like with me, I know of all the technological advances that have happened in the last 20 years, but I'm not on board with them.
Oh well.
Yeah, I know Facebook. And I know Twitter. Anything that someone can like my jokes. That's all I know from technology.
Well, I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, it doesn't really, because it's kind of an empty kind of you fill yourself with the instant gratification of likes, favourites, retweets, and then you go home and you masturbate yourself until you cry to sleep. So that's
okay.
And after you joined Low Blows.
Please don't break down crying right now. That would not be good.
Imagine the social awkwardness that would ooze from you if I had a mental breakdown right now.
It would be like I'd awkwardly like kind of like push you out into the other room, bring in like Big Rab, and we'll start a new podcast. Because in the middle of this one.
Anyways, stop fucking hell, I just keep going on these segues. Where were we? Like, yeah. So you joined Low Blows. You were listening to Low Blows anyways. So you were a fan of the Low Blows podcast.
Yeah, and I got a message out of nowhere. It was a big, like, mad long message. Like, he was trying to sell me, you know, like, do you want to come to Low Blows? You know, we'll do this, that, and everything else. Like, you don't really have to sell me on it. Like, that's steady. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I started by doing segments for Low Blows, which was actually pretty hard, because, like, when you're doing a segment, it's like, right, you're doing this thing, it has to be funny, because like, this is kind of your only part of the show, and it's like, if you don't make people laugh, like, what's the point? So
it was
like
the Conspiracies, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I changed up a little bit here and there, but that's basically, for the most part, what it was. And I had to, like, I had to make it funny, and it was really, like, it worked most of the time, but it was difficult, because it was audio only, and I'd never done that before. There was no video to accompany it, so it's kind of like... Okay.
You don't have those little stick figure eyebrows that get all the comedy pops in your videos. Those eyebrows are like they're the pop for me every time. When you look confused in those videos and you can just see the eyebrows going up, like those eyebrows weren't there a second ago, and now I know that he's supposed to be confused.
And then what happened then? It was then I got brought in to host it properly, because it was just him and Jade, I think.
Yeah.
And they wanted a third person, just so like if one person's out, you still got the podcast.
Yeah.
And I had one show, like that was kind of like a standalone, where it was just me and Rick, and that was when Nathan asked a fuck, marry, kill, where it was like Mahabali Shira. Oh my god, who was it again? It was like it was a fuck, marry, kill, and it was the best question ever. And I think from that point I realised I kind of belong in Low Blows. Do you know what I mean? It was just like it was it was. Then when I got brought in as a host, it was a lot easier, because it was like there's no real pressure to be funny, because I'm just having a conversation with friends, and naturally when you have a conversation with friends, it tends to be funny anyway. So it's like I don't really feel like I'm kind of like I just do it for fun now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just riffing with your friends. Like, but you still have to come up with a lot of stuff, right?
It's just like for Low Blows, it just kind of happens naturally. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I watch a lot of wrestling, so when I'm coming up with like this is awesome or say something stupid, it's easy because I watch a lot of wrestling.
See, I couldn't process that much wrestling. Like, what you have to see, you watch the mainstream stuff because you've got a podcast that you have to talk about this.
Well, this is the thing. I actually don't watch Raw and SmackDown, believe it or not.
Well, I suppose you can let Rick take care of
that. Yeah, that's what I do. That's his fucking issue.
So you're like, because you've always been when everybody is looking at what's going on the right hand of the screen. You're looking at the left hand of the screen. You're like you wanted to you were watching TNA when no one watched TNA.
Well, I mean, there was a payoff. I enjoyed certain aspects of TNA back in like 2014 when it was fucking dead as shit, because you had like EC3 and Rockstar Spud and fucking Drew McIntyre and everyone else and
All
Lashley.
these guys who are in WWE now, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and they, at that stage they were doing good stuff, but nobody was watching them. But that's why, like, nobody. The most underrated show right now that nobody's fucking watching is MLW Fusion. Teddy Hart is fucking...
He's insane.
He is doing mad shit over there, and nobody's watching it. And it's like, why aren't you watching this? Like, people... if you're enjoying WWE, then that's fair enough. But, like, it's mostly people who, like, they hate watching Raw, and they hate watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I fucking hate this. Like, then watch something else. There's so many... I'm trying to watch as many promotions as I can. I can't, because there's so many. Just watch anything. Like, MLW is free. It's on YouTube every week. Watch it.
I'm gonna watch MLW now. If it's shit, you're getting the fucking thumbs.
It depends on what you're into. So basically, for me, I love mad, flippy shit, like indie fucking wrestling. So they do the Doomsday Destroyer.
Yeah.
So basically, have you seen this where it's like someone gets onto David Boy Smith Jr.'s shoulders?
I've seen it, and they do the fucking... Someone comes off the top rope and they do that flip.
Teddy Hart does the Destroyer. And
fucking unreal.
That's my favourite move in wrestling.
Crazy.
I love it.
I can't. I just... my neck. I can't. I want to take all the moves, but I can't. That's crazy. So, like, let's... Right, I want to... So now, you've done the videos, you're doing the podcast, so now your output has increased, so your input of professional wrestling has more than likely increased. Can you break down for me, like, your viewing in a week, or is it like more erratic?
Of like how much wrestling I watch.
Yeah.
Like, it depends. So there's MLW. Mm-hmm. I try to watch NXT UK, 205 Live,
Jesus.
Impact, Lucha Underground when that was on.
Yeah.
But let's say I'm trying to watch, like this past week, I was watching Evolve. I haven't watched Evolve in a long, long time, and I try to catch up on it. So I binge watch Evolve, so I'd fall behind on other shows. ICW is another one. I watch ICW. It's alright, I guess.
I'm still waiting on that ICW call. I promised a while back, like,
Yeah, but that would be. Do you know what? They should. It'd be fun. I'm just saying, like. Justy versus Lionheart for the title, maybe.
I wrestled Lionheart in PWU recently. He's one of my favourite guys guy's a fucking absolute fucking workhorse. I didn't do a goddamn thing in that match.
But that's why I watch the likes of ICW and other promotions as well, like as many as I can, because you get underrated wrestlers like Lionheart who nobody's talking about, who in my opinion is fucking deadly.
Oh, he's unreal, like really good.
He's a champion over there, and he should be. He belongs to champion. And like there's other wrestlers like Leighton Buzzard. Do you know Leighton Buzzard?
I don't know Leighton Buzzard.
He's ICW. He's a young lad, so he's just kind of coming up now. The Filthy Generation.
Yeah, I've wrestled Lewis in CCW.
He is.
And we the two of us we ruined that company. So we were the last two people to be in the ring before CCW disbanded.
Season finale.
Yeah.
The show finale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I won, like, it was for the heavyweight championship and Lewis won it. I'm just thinking if I won it, would CCW still be alive? Well, great idea for a video there, if you want to question it. I love the Filter Generation. There's so much good stuff going on in ICW.
There's like it has its bright sparks. I mean, again, and it flies under the radar quite a lot. So I just think it's good to keep an eye out for shit. What other promotions? I watched CZW. That was something I got back into recently. And there's some lads. It's again, it's like it's not all great, but it has its moments.
Yeah. Crazy. Oh, Big Liam Doyle has walked in. You wanna have a chat on the podcast? No. You're not a big fan of this podcast, are you?
Well, like, you know what you did? I had to listen for like an hour and a half for an honourable mention.
I said you had a big cock, like, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Liam Doyle, by the way. Or Liam Royal, sorry. Cianfabe.
Yeah, I don't know who Liam Doyle is. That's made of name.
It's someone else. It's someone else completely. So you've been... tell me this. Progress? Do you watch?
I am behind the Progress, and I like...
I'm like WXW and stuff, because I imagine like most fans would be like, oh, we watch WXW and Progress first, and OTT, and then... I say most fans, but I mean like most of these fans that are kind of in the Irish wrestling scene, you hear of them talking about, like, they don't we wouldn't watch Raw and SmackDown. I'll just read about it on Reddit, but I definitely watch WXW because that is so good. Which, by the way, I'm not saying it's not good. It is really good, but I just find that there's real snobby kind of a way fans to be like, no, Cian, we're not watching CZW. We're going to watch WXW.
I actually watched WXW as well. Funny you should bring that up because at Christmas I got a subscription because Courage and WXW.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, I really should know who these lads are if I'm commentating or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I don't just want to have to go on Cage Match and pretend to know who they are. I'd like to actually know who they are. And it was worth it. WXW does, in my opinion, live up to the hype. I can see why people do watch
There's
it.
some really good stuff going on there. Like, the guys are all fucking excellent. Like, when I got to meet some of them guys because they were coming into the likes of OTT and stuff, I was like, wow. Like, Jörn is one of my favourite people. Like, definitely. And I missed my opportunity to meet Dragon the last time because I was away. And like, we have chats online now, and it's like, I'm like, this guy is like one of the greatest people. Like, so I definitely would be on for like meeting all of these German people. Too bad they're on the other side, isn't it?
So WXW Progress, I think Fight Club Pro has kind of replaced Progress with the cool English promotion. I feel. So that's another promotion I plan on watching. Fight
I think
Club Pro.
Jordan has been a big deal with that. Like,
Yeah.
of like making it cool, because he's like him and Martina and the likes of Travis and stuff like that have all made that a really cool promotion to be kind of get behind.
Any British promotion that books Irish lads, I'm more likely to watch. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I find.
obviously. That's what, like, I do say that to English promotions, like, where it's like, we've got a massive scene over here. We're packing like 2,000 people in stadiums, and you're wondering, who should we book for? Like, have you got a VOD? Yeah, well, fucking book some Irish people, and you'll get a lot of Irish people buying your shit. So how many hours a week do you watch professional wrestling?
Jeez, I don't know. I had ordinary maths for leaving, so I'm trying to add that up.
I did too, and then I failed it.
Jesus.
That makes me sound a lot stupider than I am, but I want to point out that I'd given up. I done honours for my junior cert and got the honour.
No, I did higher level for like 5th year and I got 9%. So they're like, get the fuck out of this class now.
Excellent. I done so well on my junior cert and I just gave up on it.
Yeah, it's the same happened to me. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Like, I still went to school. Like, I don't know.
I just didn't care anymore.
Wrestling just got in the way.
You see, what's happening now is you're talking like that was a couple of years ago for you.
Yeah.
And now I'm having to scrape some memories out of the back of my mind. I done my leaving cert in 2003.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah, you don't have to say it.
5. I was actually starting school that year.
Fucking did have to say
Starting
it, yeah.
primary school. Like, imagine just fresh out of the womb. I just strolled out of the womb. Like, 2003?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Jesus!
Yep. Same year I broke my neck.
Whoa,
yeah.
fucking hell,
It was a good year.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
year. Fail maths, leaving cert. I think I broke up my first girlfriend in 2003 as well.
It's the best year ever.
Yeah, it was a fucking doozy.
Yeah, but, I mean, you did also have WrestleMania 19, I suppose, alright?
Yeah, it was alright. Rock Hogan? I was at 18. That was 18, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2002, yeah.
What happened in 2000? Oh my god, it was such a bad... No, I think WrestleMania 19 was good.
No, 03. What happened? Something definitely happened in 03. Why? Like, one of my first wrestling DVDs was Bad Blood 2003, so that happened. I'm really I'm trying to give you something positive to go on. It really just wasn't your year.
I don't think it was anyone's year. I think 2003 is not their year.
Rapper Cena.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's something.
Right. So, you started off by watching a load of wrestling. Then you decided, I'm going to make videos about this wrestling. Your videos became very popular. So, a well-known podcast entrepreneur said, come on board. And then you became a host of a podcast. Then, someone said, do you know who'd be good for commentating on a show? That socially awkward, weird, pale kid who makes those videos and talks shit on the radio.
Yeah.
There's CBL. All right, CBL. You're on the Spanto. Yeah.
The up lamp for the earth.
Anything else you want to say to the...
Come on, I'll just say Granard's great and everything, and people don't know Granard well now. Come on, Pat the Bakers.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be audible here, so... He said Granard's great and up Pat the Baker.
Yeah, and fucking... Yeah.
Alright.
Kieran, yup all that.
Yup, yeah. Cause... I actually, like, it's a racist stereotype what he's doing here, like. And I don't know, no one else is seeing it. That's because you're off from Dublin, like, I'm a culture, and that's offensive to me. It's fucking really offensive.
But that's just who he is.
Yeah. Anyway, another fucking segue. That's Liam fucking Royal, by the way, making all that noise in the ring behind us. Because he's massive. But yeah, so, videos. You became a podcaster. Now you're a commentator.
It's a fucking step up.
It's like, the way things are going, you're probably going to be Vince McMahon within 3 years.
It's, what's mad about it just happens. Like, things fell into place. I wasn't actually it wasn't meant to be me commentating for Phoenix. What happened was,
really?
right? Well, yeah, what happened was, Billy came up to me to tell me about Phoenix, because he wanted to get Low Blows involved. And I was like, yeah, it sounds deadly. And I was just talking about the promotion. I was like, oh, who do you have doing this? Who do you have doing that? And then I was like, oh, who do you have doing commentary? And he was like, oh, there's Tony. And then there's like, a blank like spot next to him. And I was like, well, if you want a commentator, I was like 80% joking, because I was like, obviously he's not going to like do that. Do you know what I mean, who would do that? Like, who would actually do that? And then, but I was like, well, why don't I just mention it? You never know what it leads to. In the end, the person who was going to do it couldn't make the first show. So he sent me a text being like, right, so are you still interested in the commentary thing? I was like, yeah. And he was like, right, so send me, basically, he was like, I had to do like an audition type of thing. So I had to like pick a match on YouTube, commentate over, and send it to him, just so like they knew what I sounded like and what I was like commentating. And it was possibly the worst thing I've ever created in my life. It's like, I can't, like, when I record the audio from my videos, I can't do it if there's people upstairs in the house. It fucks with me so bad. I can't do it because I'm too quiet. I'm too like, I don't want family hearing me. Like, yeah. I don't want them to know how I live.
I get it sometimes when I'm recording this, and there's like other people in the house, and I'm like, hello and welcome to the Spandex Pantomime. I have to delete this because I find a space where I'm on my own so I can shout and roar.
That's literally, that's me.
Yeah.
But I only really had one day to kind of do this, because I said I'd have it done by a certain day, whatever. So everyone's around, everyone's upstairs, like, fuck it. And it was just shit, and I was like, right, I'm going to send this to Billy. He's probably going to say no, but you know what, at least I can say I tried. So I send it over, and he's just like, yeah, that's cool, see you in July. And I was like, oh shit. And that was a fucking mad experience. Like, it still is. Like, I still find it crazy going to Phoenix and getting to commentate with Tony, and like, I get to commentate on some like fucking really cool matches. Do you know what I mean? Like, Phoenix is it's a serious promotion.
I'm loving Phoenix right now. Like, it's when you talk about Billy and Luke, the guys are so good at collaborating with people. Like you're saying, like Billy just asked you to send, like, you sent him on some stuff. He's like, oh, cool, yeah. So he's like, he 100% trusts. Like, he didn't say like, yeah, that's good, but can you do it more like this? Like, he 100% trusts what you do. He sees that you like. I think the guys are really clever with how they use people. It's like they could have been like, oh, we'll get Cian on and we'll do a skit with him in the ring for one show, and then we'll see if people who are fans of Cian will then go and watch Phoenix wrestling. Like, but instead of that, they were like, maybe we'll just use Cian on our shows and have those Cian fans come over and watch, and they wanted to hear you commentating on professional wrestling.
Yeah, like they're very, like I just feel like they're very kind of, I don't know, like open-minded or something. The way, like, Phoenix is like, you just don't know what's going to happen in Phoenix. Like, you see some, like, they do some cool shit. Like, I don't know, I really like the shows. And commentating on it, it's just such an experience. Like, commentating with Tony is like, because it's very, like, he's like the polar opposite of me, you know, that kind of way. Like, I am the mark. I represent everything he hates. And he's like the professional with his name on his jacket who's like, fuck all of you, and fuck you in particular. But yeah, it's so fun.
I love Tony. What I said it to him over Christmas. Two of us, like, I'm not drinking now, and he's sober, and we were sitting up at the OTT Christmas party. Everybody was slobbering and talking shit, and I was just having a chat with him, like, and I said it to him. I said, like, you're one of my favourite things to happen this year, because like, we weren't friends before like this fucking crazy wrestling thing, and like I'm like he's a cool dude who knows his shit, and it's just a fucking pleasure to be around. So I can only imagine commentating with him is an absolute fucking treat.
Yeah, no, like it is, and yeah, it's just I feel because as well, like he's kind of like a mentor, kind of. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like he's got experience in commentating and that sort of thing. Whereas like, because I mean with commentating, you know the way like when a wrestler is like they're training and they have their first match, and everyone's expectations are low because it's their first match.
Yes, yeah.
If they do kind of, you know. If they do, like, it's just an okay match, you might make some mistakes, whatever, but they still get a good, good response, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're listening to a commentator, you know what I mean, you expect them to be class right from the start.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no real kind of trainers for commentators, really, you know what I mean? There's no real, like...
there's no commentary class.
Exactly,
like,
yeah. So, like, to have someone like that who's able to sort of, like, kind of help me with certain things and, like, sort of teach me how to do certain things, whatever, it's really helpful, like.
He's the commentator for OTT now as well.
Yeah.
And like he's sitting beside the likes of Angle, who's like the consummate professional, and he's had to replace Don Marnell, who was one of the more popular acts in OTT, and he was just, well, I don't want to say just a commentator, because they add so much to the matches, but when you think about who the crowd should be going crazy for, it probably wouldn't be the commentators, but they're so good at their job that the crowd fucking love them. So Tony had some real big shoes to fill, not socks, but just the shoes. And he's done so well. So obviously he's the consummate professional, so he's the perfect person to be sitting beside and to be learning that side of the trade from.
Yeah, and just speaking of Tony, you know what OTT should be doing? Do you ever see? Obviously, you've seen it. His promos with Michael Payne.
Yeah.
I think they're mad not to do it. I think that would be fucking gas on OTT.
It really would. But I can't see Joe going for something that's been somewhere else. You know, like if he takes on the Tony and Michael thing. I don't know. I would love to see it because I think those two guys work together so well.
Yeah.
Because like it's not that they're like the opposite, but they complement each other so well. I don't know. You weren't down at the Waterford show, were you?
No.
Because Tony was in his hometown for the Waterford thing, and he was playing heel in his hometown. Nothing I love more. Like when I go into Kildare, playing heel, like when we're like, oh, do you want to do the hometown hero? No, none of these people like me. That's why I left. So like, so I'm like, no, I want to play heel. But he played like, because he is diehard Waterford. Like he is like Waterford till I die. And then he goes out and has to play heel in Waterford. I'm like, oh, I wonder how he's going to play this. He fucking nailed it. Like so good.
Oh, man, face Tony would be weird.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. What's a face?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just act like I know what they mean just to fit in. I really don't know.
Right, so we've gone. This is the fucking how long have you? Right, when did you start your videos?
Start of 2017, I think. So like 2 years now.
So 2 years. So
Yeah.
within 2 years of you putting up ridiculous fucking videos online, you're now a wrestling booker.
Do you know what's mad about that though? It's like I was scared to make videos. I want to make, like, since I was like 15, 16, I want to make videos. I was too scared to speak into the microphone. So it was just sitting there and I was too scared to speak into it. And like little did I realise that like speaking into that microphone would result in this. Like, yeah, I'm booking for Courage.
How did this come about? So Courage obviously wanted to get into bed with low blows.
Basically, yeah, they brought in Rick, and Rick was like, well, if I get brought in to do, booking for Courage, I'm bringing in Cian. And I was like, alright. Because it's it's for me, it's like it's a once in a lifetime type experience for a fan. Like, I mean, how many fans get to book a wrestling show? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's, especially, because for me, it's like, if anything goes wrong, technically, I mean, I'm not the owner of the promotion.
Yeah, you don't lose all that money.
I get to play SmackDown vs. Raw GM mode in real life. That's what I get to do, and it is fun. It's interesting, you know what I mean? Like, because you do, like, you encounter like issues and certain things, but it's a learning experience. Like, I'm glad to just know what this is like.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot more kind of respect for. It's the same with commentating. You have a lot more kind of respect for people who do it after you've done it yourself, and you see it's a lot harder than it looks.
Like promoting wrestling, like fucking, you probably don't have the same stress levels as someone who is like running a show and promoting it. Right? You get to play the right. You're wrestling this guy, and here's the ridiculous fucking match that I'm pulling out of my lunatic fucking head. But like an actual promoter who's running the shows at the same time and having to fucking deal with like trainees all the way up to fucking prima donnas in the main event, and like they'll all go insane. I don't know a wrestling promoter that I don't consider in some way a fucking lunatic. So, and I'm sorry if you're offended by that. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Wrestling did it to you, but you kind of started off as a lunatic. Like you started off with these weird fucking ideas for your videos that have kind of seeped into the podcasting. That it's like, right, here's some weird ideas for podcasting, and so now you've got a wrestling show, and you've got some weird fucking ideas for an actual wrestling show with people with you hold their careers in your fucking hands. Tell me what tell me what you've got planned for Courage.
So I won't say anything that's like not announced. I'll tell you
it's this month.
It's actually in a week.
The 20.
Hang on, let me check today.
It's that Saturday.
It's next Saturday. Yeah.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. By the time this comes out, it'll be this Saturday.
Yeah.
And I want to double check that. Fuck it, Saturday. Yeah,
it has to be because it's the 20-something.
I mean, you could just check it on Facebook. You know what
I mean? Yeah, you check it. You came onto this fucking podcast without knowing the date of the thing you're supposed to be fucking plugging.
No, it's Saturday.
I'm pretty sure it's the 24th.
Saturday.
Wait. What day is it today? The 16th?
So I'm going to say Saturday 23rd.
23rd, yeah, it's like 7 days from now. So
it is Saturday 23rd. Yay, after 5 minutes, we finally plugged the show that we're meant to be plugging.
It's fine. People actually, they tell me all the time, do you know what part of your podcast I love the most? When you're not saying anything, you're just fucking looking through your phone to fucking find dates for shows. People say that to me all the time.
Yeah, that's the highlight.
It's like, I have to listen to all this bullshit to get to the part where you get confused and can't remember the date of the show that you're plugging.
That's the draw. I don't know why people edit that out with other podcasts. Like that's what people want to listen to.
Right, so what have you got motherfucking planned for Courage on the 23rd?
Okay, so there is...
Do you want to plug this show? Tell us where it is, what's going on.
It is in the Button Factory in Temple Bar, in the city centre. Easy to get to for, most people, I imagine. And there's loads of matches on, because that's what happens at a wrestling show.
It's their first proper over 18s, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's 18s, 100% 18s. And it's... Right, so, there's WXW lads coming over. The first match that we announced was Lucky Kid teaming with Matt Schuyler to take on Club Rock Shandy, and I'm buzzing for that. Yeah. That's going to be fucking deadly.
Do you like flips, Cian?
Could you is it that obvious? I'm trying to keep it a secret, but I mean, yeah, fucking, I love flips. Flips are where it's at. And yeah, speaking of WXW, then there's Tucker who's taking on Avalanche, and that's going to be interesting. There's Bobby Guns. He's coming over and he's doing an open challenge, so we don't know who he's going to be facing yet. He wants a young wrestler from the Irish wrestling scene. Basically, he wants to sort of give them a chance to elevate themselves.
Sharkbait Adam Farrell?
Possibly.
So.
I don't want to rule him out. I mean, it literally could be anyone. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to spoil it, so I hope it's I hope it is, but now I hope it isn't in case I spoil that. So
well, I mean, I don't know who it is either. It's an open. It's an open challenge. It's open. Anyone can answer it. Like,
what happens? What if 5 guys answer the challenge? Do they have to fight for the privilege, or is it like a 6-man?
I would hope that it would be a 6-way, and I feel like I do have the authority to say no, it's a 6-way. But I mean, if Bobby Gunn turns around and says like, no, I was paid to a 1-on-1 match, then it'll be an issue. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
That sounds more of a closed challenge than an open challenge.
Yeah,
just shit together, Bobby.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping he'll do a 6-way. If we end up in that situation, we don't know. It could just be one person answering it.
So if Okada doesn't do the floodgates match, then do you think he'll jump into the open challenge?
He might if he has the balls. You know what I mean? Because it is Bobby Guns.
Explain this fucking floodgates thing.
Alright, so there's a floodgate match, and this is my idea. That's happening. I didn't think it would actually ever happen, but here we go. So it starts off as a singles match.
Yeah.
A regular singles match, and then if nobody beats if no wrestler beats the other in no specific time, literally whenever
wrestling,
so whenever we feel like it, basically I'll just say, right, fuck it, countdown, and then a countdown will happen, and at the end of the countdown the floodgates will open and out comes the wrestler, and it's now a triple threat. And again, if nobody gets the win over whenever the fuck we feel like it, another wrestler will come out. Fatal 4-way. And it just kind of keeps going. Fatal 5-way, 6-way, 7-way, 8-way. And it keeps going and going and going. There could be a 50-way, 100-way, 1,000-way. We could have to get, like... We could have to get the entire population of Ireland in that ring and just to get a winner, you know what I mean? But the thing is, the more people that come into the match, the harder it is to get the win. So it's like, the whole goal of it is to win the match as quickly as possible. And yeah, you just don't know who's going to show up. That's the thing.
So you've got, like, when you start off, you've got a 50-50 chance.
You have a 50-50 chance of winning.
Then it turns into a 33.33333%
Exactly.
chance of 25.
A 2/3 chance of winning.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's Steiner maths comes
Exactly.
into play for your chances of winning. But every, like, not even, like, it's an unpredictable match in the way that there's no set time for someone running out. There's no, you don't know who your opponent is going to be after your first two. Who's the
first two are Jay Money and Marion Armstrong.
Well,
So-
like, I feel like neither of those guys take wrestling seriously enough.
I think they do. That's why I put them in the match.
Like, so when you talk about like wanting to get it done quick, I've wrestled both those guys last year. You watched a couple of those matches from the commentary. They didn't start fighting me until about 15 minutes in. It's like they want to get all their banter out of the way first, and then they start. Like, before a punch is thrown, there could be 12 guys in that ring.
There could be. I mean, I would hope not. I mean, I would like them to fight. That's kind of why they're being booked, so they fight.
Nah, I'm sure they will.
Well, I mean, you know, Marion's going through a lot right now. He might take out, because for those of you who don't follow Phoenix, of course, the Armstrongs split up. Marion's going through a lot of personal shit right now with that. So,
did you see him attempt a promo by himself?
Oh, that was really sad.
So sad,
That was
like.
really fucking sad, actually.
Totes ox.
Man, it was just, like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny, but no, it was just depressing. I was just watching it, I was like, man, this hurts. But
I feel like I should be happy because I fought them so much last year, but then I looked at it and it's just really sad.
yeah, I don't know, like, but I feel like he's going to take it out on Jay Money, and it's going to be interesting. You know, I mean, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be nice and chill. I don't know. We don't. It's unpredictable.
That's the match is so unpredictable, and you've got two really unpredictable guys to start off.
And you don't know who else is going to be there. You know, it could be well, Okada. Again, we've contacted Okada, and he said that if it gets to number 9, that he'll show up.
He'll be there.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got that to look for.
Yeah.
But besides that, you can't really say who's going to show up. You just don't know.
I love a good surprise as well, but I'm also like, I'm looking at you in your eyes, being like, tell me who the fuck else is going to be in this match.
I'm not telling you on air, off air. I'm not telling you. It's secret. Because I don't know. It could be anyone. Like
You're like, I came up with an idea. I don't want to have to come up with like everybody involved in the idea.
Actually, I should probably book something before the match. Because I mean, if I leave it as like kind of say with Bobby Guns, I'm like, it's an open challenge. What if nobody answers it?
What if everybody answers it though?
Well, if everyone answers it, then something happens. But if nobody answers it and they're just like, no, I'm really tired. Actually, I had a match earlier and I'm really tired, and there's no one else. I should do something about that. Actually, I don't know. This is what I mean. Inexperience, you make mistakes. But of course, that's not the only match.
Yeah, what else you got?
There is also not a hardcore match between Bannyman Bruiser and Steve Savage. Not a hardcore match. Basically, the Button Factory got. They found out that we were planning a hardcore match between Bruiser and Savage, and they're not a big fan of it. So it's not a hardcore match. It's just not a hardcore match, right? That's how you know. It's not a hardcore match. So yeah, it's basically no chairs, no tables, no nothing, because it's not a hardcore match. And I
feel like I have to read between the lines to find out what you're actually saying.
There's no lines to read between. It's just not a hardcore match. Just like the way other matches aren't a hardcore match, this is also not a hardcore match at all.
Yeah, I feel like if you tell a Bruiser he's not allowed to have a hardcore match.
Bruiser respects the rules. He's a very respectful person who respects rules, and it is not a hardcore match. I can't wait to see some good, clean, not hardcore wrestling, because you know that's what you want.
Oh, what else you got?
Alexander Dean versus Luther Valentine. Dean, of course, voiced his pleasure. He's so excited for this match. He's buzzing, as he saw. I mean, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but he's really looking forward to it, and it's good to see because you know I'm glad he's looking forward to it.
Yeah. yeah. I'm a big fan of his Twitter. So yeah, I was watching intently to see how he'd respond, and
He was happy. He was happy. That's all we need to know. We can move on from that.
Yeah, we can just keep on going.
Yeah. There's also a tag match. Nightmare Edition are going to be there, and they are taking on Retro Galactic. Because I just thought it'd be funny. It's nothing personal, but seeing Retro Galactic get murdered is. I just think it'd be funny and it'd be entertaining, and you want to entertain the crowd. So it's like I don't know, like back hundreds of years ago, where you'd send out gladiators to fight in a coliseum and get killed, and people watch it for the fun of it. That's what we're doing with Retro Galactic, basically. I mean, they might win, but it's they might, but
You don't seem convinced.
Look, if I was a betting man, I'm just saying the Nightmare Edition seems like the safe bet, but you never know. But you almost know. Undertaker lost at WrestleMania though, so who's the fucking say?
Yeah, against Brock Lesnar, who's a fucking beast.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if Brock Lesnar and Owen Richards got in a fight, who'd win? You don't know until it happens.
Hard to know. Is what console are we on?
Well, that's a good point. But yeah, so that should be interesting. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I really should have my phone out looking at this so I don't forget. But I think I've covered everything.
Yeah.
But again, just to emphasise, the Bobby Guns Open Challenge could be anyone.
Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like Cena.
I mean, it could be. Who could it be? It could be Rob Conway.
Yeah.
It could be. Who's a good 2003 throwback?
Bull Buchanan.
Oh
fuck!
Right,
Was he around 2003? I feel like he disappeared in 2002.
Yeah, spoiler.
Shit, it's Bull Buchanan. Bobby Guns versus Bull Buchanan. I can't believe I spoiled it. B squared he was in 2003, I think, at that stage, because he was doing the fucking rap gimmick with Cena.
Oh, that's. I mean, who was? For me, Cena's a Genetti in that situation.
Yeah, every day. Like, Bull Buchanan used to have this great move. Like, he'd get whipped into the corner by a guy who was much smaller than him, because physics, and then he'd put his foot on the middle turnbuckle, turn around, and then clothesline his opponent. Like, that's not just a fucking great move. It's a clever move.
It is. Bull Buchanan was the fucking man.
Yeah. B squared for life. Just got crotch chopped by CBL, and Big Rab just dropped a picture of Paul Tracy holding the British.
We'll put them against Bull Buchanan.
Yeah.
Do you just want to fight Bull Buchanan?
Who's he?
Who's he?
Get out!
What the
Get out,
fuck?
you Longford bollocks!
Hey.
Bull he probably was fired about 3 years before you fucking were born. So yeah. Big Rab's 16, by the way, everybody. Alright, bye guys. Bye. Yeah, really. Yeah, one day when you get good. Alright, boys, I'm actually legitimately fucking recording a fucking podcast here.
Walter fears
Bye.
Big Rab though.
Yeah. Alright, Justy. Yeah, Justin just walked in. We got rid of everyone else, but Justin Daniels just walked in.
Look at Merab coming back.
Yeah, Big Rab has to come back in. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, guys. Probably gonna have to cut all this from the fucking.
He only walked in
Super
because
priest. That was for damn tough.
Alright, could you legitimately leave? There's a girl pointing at you out there, boys.
Welcome to my world.
welcome to his world.
Yeah, alright. That was a visual joke there, Justy, so doesn't really work for the podcast.
Yeah,
Thanks.
It wasn't meant.
Alright, bye guys. Bye. Oh, the girls are still staring at you.
Oh, they probably want to join the gym. But
Yeah, are you gonna leave or what? Like, I'm literally doing a fucking podcast. I'm gonna have to get all of this shit cut out.
wow. Oh, Justy, Jax, I love you.
Try taking a shit.
Stop. Could you all just fucking leave? Like,
Cian is a smiling that says we can't.
that's your fucking booker. You should fucking
Hashtag book Adam Farrell. 18 years of age.
I've already been talking about Adam Farrell here, and that he should
be on every
he should accept Bobby Guns' open challenge.
Come out with the shark. Beat the fuck out of the floodgate, lad.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
Wait, that's actually a good point. If he wants to be on Courage, I mean, I'm just saying, it's an open challenge. Bobby Guns has said an open challenge. Anyone can answer it. Anyone can answer it.
Yes.
And no one's put out, like, everyone knows how you answer an open challenge is by recording yourself on your phone and putting it up on Twitter. So tell Adam Farrell to record. Tell Adam Farrell to record him accepting Bobby Gunn's open challenge. Right. Bye guys. Bye guys. Bye everyone. Bye everyone. Well, that's all going to have to be cut out. Fuck's sake. That's the problem with doing a podcast in a wrestling school. Legitimately, there are a bunch of girls over there that are staring over here at us. They all look like they're these guys' age, though. So, Justy, give them a wink. The girls that are looking at you, give them a wink. Alright, bye! Right, where were we? We're just going to have to do that whole thing again. So, you're the Booker of Courage now, eh?
So, we'll start from the beginning. Start videos.
So, right.
Oh, we're going to do the whole show.
So, you start off wrestling fan.
Okay.
Starts making videos.
Yes.
Gets noticed for his hilarious videos. Becomes podcaster. Gets noticed as podcaster. Becomes commentator. Gets noticed as commentator. Becomes wrestling fucking booker. What is next?
I wasn't ready for this question. I don't. You see, I didn't plan. I mean, I planned YouTube, but that's about it. I didn't plan anything that came after that. So you just don't know. Really.
It's the biggest snowball. That's like it's just literally go like I want to make a funny video about weird guys online telling Alexa Bliss to show her tits,
and that resulted in me being on a show, like working on a show with Pac.
That's crazy.
That's what I mean. You just don't know what fucking happens. Like mad as shit.
It's wrestling really is this fucking magical world of like your dreams. It's because we've set our like standard so low in professional wrestling. I think that like it's like, oh man, I really like this is something I've dreamed about doing. It's like, oh man, if you dreamt bigger, imagine what could happen. Like now you're like, I'm sure like there's people who are aspiring actors that if they heard that like, you know, oh, you can commentate on a wrestling show. They're like, that's not really for me. But as a wrestling fan, you're told you can commentate on a professional wrestling show. You're like, yeah, this is fucking the bee's knees. So, like, do you think you've peaked now, and that's all going to go downhill, and that you should probably just fucking quit and maybe become a recluse and go up to the forest and live in a cabin, or, or do you think like that it's just going to keep on going and getting crazier and crazier and you're going to be working for WWE this time next year as a writer?
I don't know. You see, if I worked for WWE, it meant that I couldn't come to shows anymore because I'd be in America, and that just... I'd rather have OTT and Fight Factory, do you know what I mean? Just being honest. Like, but then again, that's the sort of attitude that'll get me into WWE watch. Yeah, you just don't know. What's the next? What are my goals from here on out? Maybe I would love to do a collab with Tennings on YouTube. That is,
I love the Tennings stuff. I love the Tennings stuff.
If we're talking about peak, I think that would be like the ultimate peak.
Really?
That's like as high as I think anyone can really get. Especially for like YouTubers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my goal.
Yeah, I asked to be in one of your videos probably about a year and a half ago.
Well,
and since then you've been on my podcast now, commentating on my matches. You know, you've been there, like you've had videos where you've mentioned me. You know, I didn't ask for any money. I didn't threaten to sue you for likeness fucking violations. But yeah, I'm not on any of your videos, so.
Yeah, I actually have a series planned where I want to get wrestlers involved, but I'm too awkward to talk to people. So, that's a series that'll probably never happen.
You say you're too awkward to talk to people, which I find is, definitely. And I understand 100%. I'm a very awkward person myself when I'm not being loud and confident. But when I see what, like, Phoenix is the ultimate watch you in... you're like, oh, here he is in his natural habitat. It's like, here's Cian in his unnatural habitat. You walking around, like, wrestlers walk in and they all just make a beeline for each other, they all shake each other's hands, they ask, how was your fucking week? And then you look over to one side and you, with like your arms straight beside your side, looking down, looking around, looking up, and then like someone will come over to shake your hand, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is a thing." You turn into like this quivering. I make fun of you all the time. When you turn into this quivering mess. But like then, like an hour later, you're just walking from wrestler to wrestler, going like, "Hey, how are you? Yeah, what's up?"
It's weird. It's so weird. It's because like everyone in Phoenix is actually dead sound. Like literally, they're like the nicest people ever. But any social situation, I'm like that all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like. And it's just like the anxiety when I'm like, right, we're here, and I have to walk in and shake everyone's hand. I'm like,
I think it's something that we all have to like now you see, like, I'm the old guard of Irish professional wrestling, so like I walk in and I'm like, I'm not shaking your hands because it's a stupid fucking and then like everyone's like, oh, Justy's here, like, but I can only understand the kind of you as well, who isn't someone who's come to a training school and who sees everybody every week, and so like you're seeing them once a month for these Phoenix shows, and you're like, you walk in and you're like, hey, I'm Cian, I'm here, I hope you remember what I look like. But like everyone's like, oh, there's Cian from those cool videos, let's go and have a chat with Cian. But like you're still there going like, I don't deserve to be here with everybody.
Yeah, no, the first one I'd say was like the most awkward. Like I was just like, I walked in and I was just like, hi.
I remember you sitting on your own.
Oh man, I actually remember, I think one of the first people that talked to me in Phoenix was actually a ring crew member. He does the sound, Adam.
Yeah.
Because he knew my videos, and I was
Shout out to Adam.
Shout out to Adam. He's one of the first people I talk to normally when I go in. And yeah, there's like, but now like it's different. It's slightly different now compared to the first show, because now it's like, once after that initial like a bit of awkwardness for the first hour or so, after that I tend to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm so bad at it. Like, oh my god.
How has your awkwardness? Like, I suppose you haven't really, like, because you've not been in the room with them all yet. But like, to be a booker and to be coming up with the rules and to be like, because like it's basically you and Rick booking this fucking show. So like, you've to stand like. I'm going to lift the curtain a little bit for some wrestling fans. Before a show, a promoter will have a chat. Like, he'll sit all the wrestlers down, have a chat, run through the card, tell everybody what he's expecting and what he wants from everybody. And if anyone has any questions, they ask. Then he gives them the outline on what way he wants the entire overall card to go. You're like, I don't know if you're going to have to do that.
Probably not.
But is it a point where like you're going to have to be walking around telling wrestlers what you were expecting from them? What way are you going to tackle that?
Rick.
Yeah, Rick will just walk in, Billy Big Balls, like be like, hey, listen, this is what you do, this is what you do. I booked IWW. And then, like, and nobody will be like, yeah, but where's IWW now, Rick? You know, where's IWW now, Rick? You're fucking, oh, you were such a good booker, were you? Such a good booker, were you, Rick? Where's IWW now? Doing fucking fairs in fucking back arse of fucking Kerry. Because you ruined it, because you fucking promoted it into the ground. So I hope Cian does a better job with courage than you could ever do with IWW. That's probably going to get cut now. In fairness.
I swear, like the entire Fight Factory haven't just turned around and are now looking at Justy, just like, is he okay?
Yeah. So we've gone through everything. Here's a question.
Okay.
Right, that should have been at the start of the show, and it's basically the same question as everyone is going to ask. But what got you into wrestling?
Okay, right. It's a great question. I love hearing that in interviews. It's like, it's such a different question.
You know what? I want to go left field with my questions. You know, I don't want to just come out with that generic bullshit that everybody else.
No, I don't think anyone's actually ever. You know, you might be the first person to ever ask that to anyone.
You know what it is? Because people think like, oh, maybe that's the obvious question, so they never ask it. So now, you know what? Justy's just unobvious the obvious.
Yeah. It's a very unorthodox podcast, I feel. Yeah. So I was in Game back when that was still around, and I was like, I don't know how, like 5 or 6 or something like that. And I remember like my mom was getting me like it was like a 3 for 2 offer on games,
Yeah.
and I really wanted card games, but there's only 2, and I was like, right, well, I'm allowed to get another game. What's this? Fucking, it's just some sweaty it's Brock Lesnar. I don't know who that is now. But at the time, I was like, this sweaty
Here
muscly
Comes the
man.
Pain?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
and I got the game, played the card games once, played Here Comes the Pain over and over and over and over again, and then eventually I discovered it on TV or whatever, and I recognised people from the game.
Yeah.
And I remember one triple threat then later on. This is the first, like, because I only had WWE experience growing up. I didn't have Sky Sports, so I had.
Me too.
Yeah. I had an hour.
I'm still poor now. Like, you know, I didn't grow out with it.
Yeah, I still don't have Sky Sports either. It's just the internet now.
Yeah.
Fucking godsend. But yeah, because I had Josh Matthews and like fucking an hour with him.
Fantastic.
And I remember like, yeah, it was, that's mad looking back on it. And that's why I became a TNA fan when I was younger as well, because they had all their shows on Bravo in full and pay-per-views. Oh, that's steady. But yeah, so then I watched Triple Threat, and this is the first full match I ever saw, SmackDown, because my friend had Sky Sports, and he was into it. Mr. Kennedy, Finley, Bobby Lashley for the US title, and I was like...
Those were some good fucking, like, when Finley was wrestling the likes of Lashley,
yeah,
that was fucking excellent. Wasn't that all around the time when they were trying to figure out who Vince McMahon's kid was?
That was just before it.
Yeah.
And I remember Lashley, this is my first time seeing him, I was like, look at that man. That is a built specimen. He has muscles on his neck. So long story short, Lashley's neck muscles got me interested.
That's
yeah.
An unorthodox question and an unorthodox answer, I believe.
Well, it's better than saying, oh yeah, I watched it like with my family was.
My uncle's got me into it. That will be everybody.
I saw Superstar Billy Graham with my uncle, and I was like, wow, and then I got to wrestling. No, Lashley's neck muscles.
My first wrestling game experience was like on a Mega Drive.
Fucking hell.
So it was I tell a motherfucking lie, right? Oh man, what was the name of that game? It was on I had a NES, by the way. I'm not old enough to have had like a Nintendo Entertainment System, like fresh, but poor family, so like I'm rocking around with one 5 years too late. So when everyone else was playing the Super Nintendo, I was rocking around with a Nintendo. There was a game for that, and I cannot fucking... You need to do a fucking video on this game. It was unlicensed, it was 8-bit, and it was crazy bad. But crazy good for being bad. But then it evolved up into... my friend had a Mega Drive, and I used to go down and play Royal Rumble in his house. Or the arcade game. When you do an eye rake on someone, eyes fell out of his face.
Yes.
When you kicked Yokozuna, turkeys would fly out of them.
Why did they get rid of that?
I don't know. Like, they should still be doing that. Like when you punch the Undertaker, an urn would fly. Like, it's like, how many urns have you got there? Like,
by the way, just to go back to 2003, that's when Here Comes the Pain came out. So I told you there was something good.
Oh yeah, But, like I'm running up like around after Here Comes the Pain. I kind of fell out of love with wrestling games because like I was like, wrestling games now. Because SmackDown Know Your Role and SmackDown Shut Your Mouth came out before. But even before the SmackDown games, there was WWF Attitude. And that was that preceded WWF Warzone. Those games were made by Acclaim. If you want to do a collaboration with Tennings, you need to do them on shitty wrestling games. And I say shitty. The game, right? Warzone. Instead of like having like the kind of motion capture technology that they obviously have now, what they done was they just had like these blocky characters and they stretched photographs of the wrestler's face over them. So if you look at them, they're moving so unnaturally, but also it just looks like Hannibal Lecter tore Bret Hart's face off and just put it over a balloon and made like a little come to my teddy bear's picnic kind of a fucking character, and that's who wrestles. And it was always a glitch when they were running against the ropes. McMahon was doing the commentary on it, so he'd say like, into the ropes, against the ropes, off the ropes. And sometimes when you're wrestling, it would freeze, but the commentary never froze, so it'd just be running off the ropes, and it'd just be, there's only 3 ways of saying like against the ropes, and it would just be like, and you didn't save it, you didn't have that, like, you don't have that technology yet, you know what I mean? I don't, fucking, my memory card is over there waiting for a save point on this game, and there's no save point coming, so I just had 20 matches, and now it's after fucking glitching, so I'm watching Bret Hart, the peeled off face of Bret Hart, running against the ropes constantly, listening to Vince McMahon coming up with the 3 different variations of saying how someone can run against the ropes, but I'm looking at it for about an hour and a half, because I do not want to switch off this game because I didn't save the fucking progress. So there, you don't know about fucking struggles, Cian, which are, here comes the fucking pain.
Yeah, I mean, that for me, but I don't think, like, obviously, like, you fell out of love with wrestling games, but I don't think...
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, no, you still...
No, because I don't play wrestling games now. I got WWE 2K13.
That's not a bad one, though.
It wasn't great, that's why I didn't stick with it, but people are saying like the new ones are good.
The new ones, right, the way, in my opinion, right, gameplay wise, Here Comes the Pain and like all the SmackDown games, they were like fun to play.
Yeah.
But the one thing that the new games get right is customization. Oh my fucking god. And the worst part is, like, I'm not great at making calls myself, like I'm okay at it, but like I buy...
Hobbies create
Oh,
wrestling.
sorry, yeah.
I learned that recently.
Yeah, so created wrestlers, and but when I buy a game, I want to see like what wrestlers are available from the Irish scene, like that other people made.
Yeah.
But there's fuck all this year. I'm raging. There's Scotty Davis, and there's a Jordan Devlin, but that's it.
I saw a really good Jordan Devlin, so I'm assuming it's that one.
But then it also has to be on the right console, on PlayStation. So
yeah,
like I saw a lot of good ones the other day, but they're all Xbox. I was like, oh, last year had like fucking flight mode of Raven Creed, and they were spot on. Well, I'm trying to think else on it. Jade made you, I think.
No, Jade made me.
Yeah, it was really good.
Jade made me for like a party, for like a low blows wrestling party, and people could play as me. And then on the night, whatever happened, they couldn't get me, so I ended up having to wrestle as someone. I forget who I wrestle as now. Oh, I wrestled as Eric fucking Rowan. I
think I'm pretty sure I was there for that.
Yeah,
that was when someone had to like win the prize or something to fight you, and then they fought, and then I remember that. Yeah,
and they kicked the fuck out of me, and the barman was like, "Stop making a scene to me." And I was like, "Well, I'm Justy," and he goes, "I don't give a fuck. I don't follow wrestling. I don't know what this party's about. I'm in charge here," and I was put in my place pretty swiftly during that game.
It's just so weird though how like, for like people like the vast majority of people are outside the wrestling bubble. So when you say like Jordan Devlin to someone, and like Jordan Devlin, he's like a god, he's like the king of Irish wrestling. They're like, what the fuck is a Jordan Devlin? I'm like, what? Yeah, I find that so weird because we're in such like, I'm very much in this like bubble of Irish wrestling, and it's just like outside of it. Like so many people are outside of it, and it's like, what's wrong with them?
But even like where like you kind of wrestling's become really mainstream, so everyone knows the WWE, and like Becky Lynch is the most popular fucking thing about WWE right now. Probably wrestling in the entire world. She is like the talk of the wrestling world. And like you could be walking on, she'd be like, "Fucking, did you see the Becky Lynch stuff?" And then the other person would be like, "Who's Becky Lynch?"
Yeah,
like,
it should be like McGregor, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah, like like honestly, it should be better than McGregor, because like I see McGregor as someone who you can go, yeah, he's good at what he does, but he's a fucking asshole. But Becky is such a lovely human being, like, and like she should be winning awards, I suppose, because we're in this weird world of wrestling that isn't a sport and isn't the arts and isn't like we've landed in the middle of everything. Like there's no awards for like oh, Irish person who does something weird award goes to Becky Lynch. But like she should be revered as a fucking hero. Her, Fergal, Sheamus, like fucking even Jordan now. Like
I'll say, speaking of Sheamus, I was saying this a while ago. He doesn't even get the love he deserves off like the wrestling fans in Ireland. Like it's weird. I don't know. Like
I listened to that. I listened to you guys talking about that on the flagship, and I think Rick has nailed it. That why Becky and Fergal get so much love from the Irish wrestling scene, whereas Sheamus, like he's still like I'm a massive Sheamus fan. I love Sheamus. But why he doesn't get the props and the kind of he's our boy is because like Fergal and Becky came up through this wrestling school that we're in now, like from where that's beginning, like they came up, so like I have a personal affinity with them. But with Sheamus, I don't really have. I've met him a couple of times, but I don't have that personal kind of, hey, my buddy's doing well.
Yeah.
So he's always, for me, like even before he went to the WWE, I was like, that guy is going to be in the WWE because big, he's built, he's fucking, he can go. Like, he, before, like, in his early days, like, the wrestling that he done was like, he used to do some fucking crazy stuff, like that vaulting, Mike Awesome fucking shoulder tackle over the top rope, and he had some really cool stuff, and I was like, that guy is gonna fucking make it, no matter what. I remember he was wrestling the indie scene, and got himself a publicist, so that he'd get out there and do like have bit parts in movies and stuff like that. And like he was gunning for WWE. That's before it was really accessible to get a tryout for WWE. Like he was gunning for it and he did it. So like I have to give Sheamus those props. But I think the reason why we don't kind of put him up on the same pedestal as we do with like Fergal and Becky is because he kind of wasn't around us for long enough. That's.
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
I've just made the same point as Rick made, so I could listen to that podcast. No point listening to this.
Yeah.
No point telling you now.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
Have you got more videos in the pipeline?
Shit.
You had a video recently where you were like, oh, no one's watching this, and you were super proud of it. And you were like, I wish more people watched it.
Oh, I was super proud, but I was like, you know, that was me reading WWE fanfic, which was...
But it was brilliant. People should watch that.
I mean, if they want to.
It is, like, what... When you fall down that rabbit hole, what brings you back out? I honestly, like, wonder about your brain sometimes. Because you've had to watch all this... Like, first of all, you have to read all these weird fucking comments, which is like, it's a level beyond misogyny. It's like men who it's not like they view women as objects. Like, it's like they are, it's like they own any female. It's like, well, like, I'm male, you're female. Open Bob's, please. Like, so you've got down that rabbit hole, right? Which is bad enough, right? Then you've got to look at all the fucking the backyard wrestling stuff, which is like Undead Girl and stuff. Like, I'm a real like cringy stuff. I can't do. I have to get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm like, oh, like when I see, like, if I look at old backyard wrestling videos of me. Which I hope you never get to put your hands on.
I'm absolutely going to find out.
I cringe inside out when I watch those people, like those two girls who are just standing in front of each other, fucking slapping each other and fucking not falling down. You've gone down that. Now you've gone down another rabbit hole, which is this fucking fanfic thing, which is some of the weirdest fucking Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman stuff, guys. Do not sleep on this. Go watch, look up Corporate Keen on YouTube, watch all the videos, every one of them. But that last one.
Do you know what, what's interesting with the fanfic one is it was actually an Irish one, but it wasn't like sex, do you know what I mean? So it wasn't really, I wasn't going to put it into the video, but they're talking about, like, they mentioned Devin and Becky and Sheamus, but it was like in the National Stadium, and it was OTT, and I was like, what? And I kept reading, and the highlight of it for me it was like, and then the ring announcer, Butch. I was like, Butch is in a fanfic. This is definitely the best one I've read, but there's not, like, it wasn't really video material, so I was like,
I know Butch is listening to this right now, and he has just unbuttoned his trousers after been mentioned on a podcast. So to find out that he's in fucking fanfic, he is furiously masturbating about it.
I hope he didn't write it himself. That'd be very disappointing.
Oh, do you know what?
No.
There is, now that you've said it, there is no doubt in my mind that Butch, come clean. Let us know if you've written that fanfic. Send me that fanfic, will you? I have to read it and I have to see that. If it comes out and it's like just some awkward jokes and then him coming up with his top 5, coming to the ring now, my top 5 wrestlers, then I know it's Butch. Then it's gotta be Butch. I think this is a perfect note to end on. Right, let's plug all your shit.
Okay, right. YouTube, Corporate Cian, that's the main one. That's very, very much the main one. Twitter, Corporate Cian. Oh, Low Blows. There we
Low
go. I'm
Blows.
on Low Blows. Phoenix Wrestling. I genuinely like.
Where can you see Phoenix Wrestling?
You can see Phoenix Wrestling on the Low Blows Network.
Yes.
Man, I just realized if you hate me, Low Blows Network must be the worst because you got like the flagship. You've got me commentating for Phoenix, commentating for Courage now as well. It's like Jesus. Then if you're watching Fight Factory on the Low Blows Network, you see me in the crowd. It's like there's no escaping it. That'd be the worst, man. Yeah, but so Phoenix. Have I forgotten anything? My Instagram's dead. I don't use it. Do you use Instagram?
Oh yeah, I'm forever. Like anywhere I can get fucking instant gratification from my channel. I'm all over.
Mine's dead. I have never posted anything on Instagram. I think actually the last time I posted something on Instagram was an old account, 2014.
Wow.
5 years since I posted anything on Instagram.
Why didn't you get an Instagram for Deadly Artist?
Oh, I should have actually.
You should be plugging Deadly Artist.
Oh,
there.
At Really Good Artist. Funny you should mention that, right? Because remember you were talking about how like things lead to other things, like fucking...
Yeah, you're a fucking
right. Yeah, no, it was for me. That was actually probably the highlight of like my YouTube thing. That's the thing, like I'm probably like most proud of is that like when I was designing. Basically, if you don't know what Really Good Artist is, a friend of mine who was also me. Decided to send wrestlers fan art to show my appreciation.
Yeah.
Except I can't draw. So it was just like a little shitty smiley face, but it was the same smiley face each time for every wrestler with different hair
yeah.
and like a badly spelt name to go with it. And like a lot of wrestlers actually really liked it. I was like, oh, cool. So you know, this is good video material, whatever. And then then I get a message off, I think it was Kaylee Ray or someone from the Filthy Generation, being like, do you mind if we put this on a T-shirt? I was like, what? Yeah, like that'd be deadly. So my cover picture on Facebook, because I haven't changed, Facebook's a bit dead, I haven't changed it in a long time, but my cover picture on Facebook is the Filthy Generation in the big fucking stadium show.
Yeah.
Like the ABC or one of them, it was like kind of their bigger venue, all wearing like Filthy Generation t-shirts, like Really Good Artist shirts, and I'm like, man, is this what it feels like to be Jade? Like you just see like the biggest stars wearing like a t-shirt that you fucking like did, you know what I mean? Oh, that's cool.
It's surreal, this whole wrestling world, isn't it?
This
like, when you
mad.
get involved.
So so just like last thing I want to say before I end it, Tennings, if you're listening, you know, just saying, I want that collab.
I think more people should watch Tennings videos. Like
he's not active enough. That's the only shit.
Yeah.
Is like if he uploaded like often, he would be easily like my favorite YouTuber. Like there's somebody like if you go back and watch his old like
oh man, I've watched loads of stuff.
His
like.
PS2 stuff. It's just just perfect.
The Crazy Frog fucking thing that he done on that's it.
No, he did one on what was the fucking was it Snow White? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Is it Snow White or am I thinking of a different character? Where it was like Snow White and Seven Dwarfs? That's Snow White?
That's Snow White. Jesus Christ, I knew you wouldn't know pop culture references, but fucking hell, that's like the old, like, it's a tale as old as time. Like, it's fucking, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, if it's old, it means it wasn't around when it happened, you know what I mean? So, like, how am I meant to know it, like? It's not like there's like a, you know, WWE Network for, like, Snow White or whatever, you know what I mean?
It's called the Disney Channel.
I don't have the Disney Channel.
Oh, gee.
They don't even have any wrestling on it, so what's the point? Like, it's not even real.
That could be your next collab, like, with Disney. Wrestling with Disney.
I'd rather Tennings. That's like, do you know what? Now that I've had it, like, that's just all I want. That's not my YouTube goal, really.
So Tennings is basically someone who looks like a lot like Angel Cruz.
Yeah, he looked. I think they might be related. I don't want to be controversial. I hate assuming things like that, but I just feel like they are related.
Yeah, and they ruined their own life by playing terrible video games.
No wonder he like stopped for like that's like I can't really blame him.
Yeah, so Tennings, if you're listening, or if Angel Cruz is listening and he has a contact for Tennings, just let us know because Cian wants to play terrible wrestling games with you and collab with a video. So yeah. That's kind of it then.
Yeah, I don't think I've anything else to say.
If next time you come to a wrestling show, everybody, that Cian is going to be he's going to be there anyways. Because if you're not running it, you're going to be going seeing.
Yeah.
So just bring Pringles.
Yes, bring sour cream and onion.
That's the only flavour that is any good from Pringles.
Cheese and onion's alright.
Cheese and onion's alright, but like if I want to eat cheese and onion, like there's other potato that I can fucking have.
But they don't fill you up. I feel for me anyway, potato doesn't really fill me up. Whereas like cheese and onion, you know.
If I didn't when it comes to the sour cream and onion one, if I didn't eat the crisp itself, it wouldn't bother me. Because how I eat them is I lick the flavour off them and then I eat the fucking thing.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
And I'm never going to apologise for that. Sometimes what I do is I close my lips and I purse them like you know, like I'm about to kiss something, like that. And then I rub the Pringle off my lips so I can lick my lips and it tastes like sour cream and onion.
You're a weirdo. Although I do know a girl in my college who dips her bread in water before eating it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's a Brit. So that.
She's a Brit. It sounds like she's a fucking prisoner of war. What the fuck? So that's kind of that's a spanto for this week.
Go to Courage. Just
Go to
that's
Courage.
my last word.
So you've got So Corporate Keen on YouTube. Corporate Keen on Twitter. Don't bother looking for you on Instagram. A really good artist on Twitter. Listen to the Low Blows podcast. Phoenix and Courage. Go to all of those shows.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all your stuff. Wow, you're really running out of things projects to do there. Right, thanks a lot, Cian, for coming. And
this is fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, this has been loads of fun. If there wasn't so much bullshit going on in the Fight Factory, then look, it's gonna happen.
It's part of the parcel, you know what I mean?
Right, so thanks everyone for listening, and most of all, this is where I sign off. By the way.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for being a fan. Don't interrupt the end of it though, like so.
Okay, I'll say no. I just interrupted there, didn't I?
I think I'm finished anyways.
Oh, grand!
Yay!
Grand.
Bye.